Namaste dear students, welcome to your channel Virtual Master. In the previous session, we have solved few numericals and multiple choice questions related to distance and displacement. In this session, we will be discussing the average speed and instantaneous speed of the object, average velocity and instantaneous velocity of the object. At the end, we will be discussing the difference between speed and velocity of the object. Watch this video till the end. At the end of this video, I will ask one question for which you have to give the correct answer in the comment section. Okay. Now, if you have not subscribed our channel till now, then first subscribe our channel. And to get the notifications of all the video uploads, press the bell icon. Okay. Before discussing speed and velocity of the object, first let us discuss the question that was asked in the previous session. In the previous session, we have asked you that the numerical ratio of distance to displacement is option A may be greater than 1 or equal to 1, option B always equal to 1, option C always greater than 1 and option D always less than 1. What we have to find? We have to find the ratio of distance to displacement. That is, we have to find the distance divided by displacement will be how much. Okay, we know that distance will be always greater than or equal to displacement, isn't it? Now let us cross multiply displacement towards left side. So what I am going to get? Distance divided by displacement will be, if I cross multiply displacement on the left side, what I am going to get? What will be left on the right side? Only 1, isn't it? So the ratio of distance to displacement will be always greater than or equal to 1, isn't it? So option A is correct. That is, may be greater than 1 or equal to 1. I hope everyone have understood the solution for this question. Now let us discuss average speed and instantaneous speed of the object. Okay. Before discussing speed, we should be knowing that there are two types of speed. One is average speed and another one is instantaneous speed. We will be discussing both average speed and instantaneous speed. Okay. First, let us try to know what is average speed. Average speed of a particle or an object can be defined as the ratio of total distance traveled by the object to the total time taken for which the motion has taken place. Okay. What is average speed? Average speed can be defined as the ratio of total distance traveled by the object to the total time taken by the object. Numerically, we can say average speed will be equals to total distance divided by total time taken. To understand this better, let us take one example. Let us assume that the object is starting from point A and at a time t1 seconds, and it reaches point B at a time t2 seconds. So the total time taken by the object to reach point B from point A can be written as delta t equals to t2 minus t1. Here delta t means change in the time interval and the symbol delta means change in any quantity. Okay, delta means change in the quantity, delta t means change in the time interval. Okay, let S be the distance between point A and point B. S be the distance between point A and point B. Then average speed can be written as VAV is equals to V bar. Okay, average speed can be represented by VAV and V bar. Okay, is equals to, what is total distance traveled here? Total distance traveled is S. And what is total time taken? Total time taken is delta T. I can write S divided by T2 minus T1. Okay, this is how we are going to find the speed of an object. I hope everyone have understood the concept of speed. Just now we have discussed about average speed of an object. Now let us discuss instantaneous speed of an object. Okay, to understand this better, let us take one example. Let us consider a car is moving from point A to point B, as you can see here. The distance between point A and point B is given how much? 200 meter, and the time taken by the car to travel from point A to point B is given 50 seconds. Now the average speed of a car is nothing but how fast the car is moving from point A to point B. Okay. Now let us calculate average speed of the car. Average speed of the car is given by total distance traveled by the car divided by total time taken. Now what is the total distance traveled here? It is 200 meter. Okay, and what is the time taken by the car to travel from point A to point B? It is 50 seconds. Okay, 200 divided by 50. So it is nothing but 4 meter per second. So the car is traveling with an average speed of 4 meter per second from point A to point B. We all know that practically the car cannot travel with a constant speed at all the time, isn't it? At different times the speed of the car will be different. Okay, as you can see in the table, there are 3 points, point C, D and E on the path of the car, that is AB. The car reaches point C at 15 seconds, the car reaches point D at 25 seconds, and the car reaches point E at 35 seconds. And the speed of the car at point C, that is at 15 seconds, is 5 meter per second, and at point D, that is 25th second, is 4 meter per second, and at point E, that is 35 second, is 6 meter per second. So the speed of the car at point C, that is at 15th second, is 5 meter per second. Now this speed of the car at 15 second is called as instantaneous speed. That means instantaneous speed of an object is nothing but speed of the object at a particular instant of time. Okay, here the speed of the car at 15th second is how much? 5 meter per second. Okay, at a particular instant of time the speed of the car is nothing but instantaneous speed. Okay, I will repeat once again, what is instantaneous speed? The speed of an object at a particular instant of time. Here the instantaneous speed of the car at point C is how much? 5 meter per second. Okay, I hope everyone have understood the instantaneous speed of the car. Okay, there is one more definition of instantaneous speed. Instantaneous speed can also be defined as average speed of an object for infinitesimally small interval of time. That means if we calculate the average speed of an object for a very small interval of time, then we are going to get instantaneous speed. Okay, that means delta t should be very less. Okay, I can write delta t will be almost tending to 0. If delta t is very less, then the distance traveled by the car will also be less, isn't it? So I can write S as delta S, where delta represents small quantity. Okay, the symbol delta represents small quantity. Delta S means small distance traveled by the car. Now we can write the formula for instantaneous velocity as, or instantaneous speed as, delta S divided by delta T. We know that average speed is nothing but distance traveled by time taken. In this case, for a small interval of time, small distance will be traveled. So delta S divided by delta T, and we are going to apply the limits as delta T tends to 0. Okay, as we are applying the limits as delta T tends to 0. In calculus, the limit of delta S divided by delta T as delta T tends to 0 can be written as ds by dt. Okay, this is the formula for instantaneous speed of an object. I hope everyone have understood instantaneous speed of the object, and you can easily recognize the difference between instantaneous speed and average speed. Okay. Till now we have discussed about average speed and of instantaneous speed of the object. Now let us discuss few important characteristics or properties of the speed. The first property of the speed is a scalar quantity. Now what is a scalar quantity? We all know that a physical quantity which will be having only magnitude but no direction is called as a scalar quantity, isn't it? Now since speed is a scalar quantity means it will not be having any direction. That means it will be having only magnitude, no direction. Okay. Now, the SI unit of speed is meter per second. That means we will be expressing speed in meter per second. Speed can also be expressed in kilometer per hour. Okay. We use vehicles in our daily life, right? And all the vehicles will be having some speedometer. And the speed of that vehicle will be displayed in kilometer per hour. Okay. But SI unit of the speed is meter per second only. Okay. The value of the speed will always be positive. So this is another characteristics of the speed, because the speed is nothing but distance traveled by time taken, and we know that distance can never be negative. So speed will always be a positive value. Okay. I hope everyone have understood the properties and the characteristics of the speed. Okay. Now let us discuss average velocity and instantaneous velocity of an object. First, what is average velocity? Average velocity of an object can be defined as the ratio of displacement of the particle to the total time interval during which the motion has taken place. That means average velocity is nothing but displacement divided by total time taken by the object. Okay, what is average velocity? Average velocity of an object can be defined as the ratio of displacement of an object divided by total time taken by the object for which the motion has taken place. Okay, let us assume that we have an object which will be moving from point A to point B. Okay, let us assume x1 is the position of a point A and x2 is the position of point B, and the object starts from point A at time t1 seconds and it reaches point B at t2 seconds. Now what is displacement? Displacement is nothing but the change in the position, isn't it? So I can write displacement as displacement of an object will be equals to change in the position, that is delta x. As already we have discussed, delta represents change in the quantity. So delta x is nothing but x2 minus x1, isn't it? Initial position is x1, final position is x2. So change in the position will be x2 minus x1. Similarly, total time taken by the object to move from point A to point B can be written as delta t, which will be equals to t2 minus t1. This we have already discussed, right? Okay, time taken by the object to move from point A to point B can be written as delta t equals to t2 minus t1. So average velocity, that is VAV, is equals to what is displacement? Total displacement is equals to delta x divided by what is total time taken, that is delta t. It is equals to x2 minus x1 divided by t2 minus t1. This is the formula for average velocity of an object. Okay, where x2 is the final position of an object, x1 is the initial position of the object. Okay, I hope everyone have understood the concept of average velocity. It is similar to the speed only. Only difference is there we are considering distance of the object. Here we are considering the displacement of the object. And one more difference is distance was a scalar quantity. Here displacement is a vector quantity. So velocity will be having a direction. Okay, this you have to remember. Now let us discuss instantaneous velocity. Okay. Now let us discuss instantaneous velocity. Instantaneous velocity is similar to instantaneous speed. That is, instantaneous velocity of an object is nothing but the velocity of an object at a particular instant of time. Okay. What is instantaneous velocity? It is the velocity of an object at a particular instant of time. Okay, let us consider the same example that car is moving from point A to point B. Okay, now the average velocity of this car can be written as VAV is equal to, suppose x1 is the position of point A and x2 is the position of point B, and at point A the time is t1 seconds and at point B the time is t2 seconds. Then VAV can be written as x2 minus x1 divided by t2 minus t1. Okay, here x2 minus x1 is nothing but what? Delta x divided by delta t. That is total displacement divided by total time taken. This gives the average velocity. One more thing I have forgotten. We have to add arrow above the term because it is a vector quantity. Okay, velocity is a vector quantity, so we have to add arrow above the terms. Even displacement is also a vector quantity, so I have drawn an arrow above the delta x. Okay, let us assume that the car is taking 50 seconds to reach from point A to point B. That is, the car is taking 50 seconds to reach point B from point A. Okay, so delta t is nothing but how much? 50 seconds. Let us assume one point C in between the path A and B, and the car reaches the point C at 25th second. Okay, the car reaches point C at 25th second. Now if you are going to find the velocity of the car at 25th second, then this velocity is nothing but the instantaneous velocity. Okay, what is instantaneous velocity? Instantaneous velocity is nothing but velocity of a particle at a particular instant of time. Okay, now how to find the instantaneous velocity? For that there is one more definition. Instantaneous velocity can also be defined as average velocity for an infinitesimally small interval of time. That means we have to find the average velocity for a very small interval of time. That average velocity gives us the instantaneous velocity. Okay, if we are finding the average velocity for a small interval of time, then we are going to get instantaneous velocity. This is same as the instantaneous speed. While discussing instantaneous speed also we have discussed this, right? So what we have done that time, we have taken the delta t as a very small quantity, isn't it? So we considered delta t is almost tending to 0. Now let us find instantaneous velocity. Instantaneous velocity, V instantaneous, can be written as delta x divided by delta t. Delta x will be is a vector quantity, so we have to draw an arrow about delta x. Now then we have to apply limits as delta t tends to 0. Okay, now we know that, as we have already discussed also, that limit of delta x divided by delta t as delta t tends to 0 can be written as dx by dt, isn't it? Okay, this is the formula for instantaneous velocity of an object. I hope everyone have understood average velocity and instantaneous velocity. And you have to remember one more thing. Instantaneous velocity is also called as just velocity. Okay. We will not be using the term instantaneous velocity every time. We will be calling just velocity. Similarly, instantaneous speed is also called as just speed. Okay. But whereas in case of average velocity and average speed, we have to mention average speed and average velocity. But instantaneous velocity and instantaneous speed can be mentioned as just velocity and speed. Okay. Now let us discuss the difference between speed and velocity. Okay. Before discussing the difference between average speed and velocity, first let us discuss few important properties of velocity. Velocity is a vector quantity. Okay, the first one is velocity is a vector quantity, which means velocity will be having both magnitude as well as direction. Okay. Second one is the SI unit of velocity is meter per second. The SI unit of velocity is meter per second. So velocity of an object is also expressed in meter per second. We all know that the displacement of an object can be negative as well as zero, right? So the velocity of the object can be negative, zero and positive. Okay. Since the displacement of an object can be having a negative value as well as zero, right? So the value of velocity can also be having negative value or zero. So we can write velocity can be positive, zero and negative. Okay, I hope everyone have understood these three characteristics or properties of velocity. Now let us discuss the difference between average speed and average velocity. Okay, now let us discuss the difference between speed and velocity of an object. The first difference is the definition of speed and velocity. Okay, the definition of speed is distance traveled divided by time taken gives the speed, isn't it? Okay, what is speed? It is nothing but the distance traveled divided by time taken. Now what is velocity? It is nothing but rate of change of position of the object. Now what is change of a position? It is nothing but displacement. Now rate of change of position means change, it is nothing but change in the position per unit time is called as rate of change of position. So the definition of displacement can also be written as rate of change of position of an object. Now the second difference between speed and velocity is speed is a scalar quantity, whereas velocity is a vector quantity. Okay, this is the second difference, which means speed is not having direction, whereas velocity is having direction. Next, we know that distance can never be a negative value, right? So speed will be always positive. That means the value of speed will never be a negative value. Now, velocity will be having a negative value because displacement can have a negative value. So, velocity can have a negative value. Now, the last difference is average speed cannot be zero because distance can never be zero. So, average speed of an object cannot be zero. Whereas, average velocity of an object can be zero because displacement can have a zero value. So, average velocity of an object can have zero. Okay, can be zero. Okay, I hope everyone have understood the difference between speed and velocity of an object. Okay, the question of the session is which of the following statements are correct? Option A, speed can be greater than velocity. Second statement, speed can be equal to the velocity. Third option, both A and B are correct. Option D, none of the above statements are correct. Okay, I will repeat the question. Which of the following statements are correct? The first statement is option A, speed can be greater than velocity. Option B, speed can be equal to the velocity. Option C, both A statement and B statement are correct. Option D, none of the above statements are correct. Okay, you have to give the correct answer in the comment section. If you have not subscribed our channel till now, please subscribe our channel. And to get the notifications of all the video uploads, press the bell icon. Okay, thank you very much.